Hi everyone, I have the privilege of talking to my dear sister Bilha Shiyukah. Bilha Imbuye Shiyukah. She is one of our precious daughters of Mzee Imbuye. She's the third born of that Imbuye line of 12. We call ourselves the 12 tribes of Samuel. And we have had the honor of hearing Bilha tell stories and stories. One of the big things about Bilha is just her stories. Bilha, first of all, I thank God for you. And I want to hear from you, first of all. We've had your name. How old are you now, Bilha?
Now I'm 89. That in 4 months' time I'll be 90.
Wow.
I'm going to be 90 early next year.
Wonderful. You know, one of the things I remember most about a grandmother, especially, is they would be just the storytellers. You know, in our years growing up, we didn't have books to read as such, but our best memories or book stories were from grandmothers and aunties. Grandma's best time was telling stories. So Bilha just happens to have that talent anyway. 90 years old soon, but she's still talking and remembering so many things. So I wanted us to capture as much as we can of some just highlights of her life, especially where God is concerned, because most of you know, at least those of you who have had some experience with us with the Imbuye legacy movement, we keep telling of the trustworthy deeds of the Lord, especially as experienced through the work of Imbuye, Mzee Imbuye, and Mama Rosalie, and their love for the Word of God. And from there, the things God did for them, we have therefore labeled it our legacy based on the spiritual experience, the economic, and the social of Mzee Imbuye and Mama. We are therefore emulating some of that as we hear and tell stories of our own experiences. And we have Auntie Bilha here as one of our best examples of that. So, Auntie Bilha, tell us, just from your earliest years, what are some little experiences you can remember of things that were very unique and special, outstanding experiences? Like school.
School, I remember in primary at Shamberere.
Shamberere was a primary school.
Shamberere primary school.
Yes.
I remember it was one speech day, end of the year, when parents had been invited, and so they were calling people's names. Every class was first. So in my class, I was the smallest in the class. Those days, people used to go to school when they are quite mature. So I was the smallest in our class.
Now you're talking like years 1950.
That was in
1940 something.
In 40s.
Okay.
Late 40s.
Because you were born in 1935. So that would be like when you are almost 10 or 8.
I went to one when I was 10 years old.
Okay. So it's around that time.
Around that time. So our headmaster was called Wilson Marcy. Okay. So when it reached to my class, I happened to have been the first. Mm. So the headmaster calls, where is that in a small girl? So, because my classmates We used to go home on weekend, following on Monday. They got married because they were grown up. Now the headmaster comment that this small girl
has beaten all these boys.
Yeah, this small Imbuya girl has beaten all these big boys, these big men, and they were not happy. So they went and waited for me on the way.
Oh dear.
When going home, they beat me up.
Oh dear.
Because they were embarrassed for them to have not done well. And they were being embarrassed in front of everybody.
Wow.
And I was the one I was the top
of
the class.
Well done. And from Chamberere, therefore, you went to, those days you used to go from primary, which was class 1 to 4,
to 5.
To 5.
To
and
5.
Then you graduated to...
in standard 5, in the whole of Kabarasi, I was the only girl who joined standard 6. Now, that was intermediate. From primary, you have to go to intermediate in Kaimosi. Kaimosi, there used to be part 1 and part 2. Okay, Kaimosi was, I understand, a Friends Mission School of the Quakers. They were the Quakers. Okay. So your parents were Quakers. The Imbuyas were Quakers. Imbuyas were Quakers. Okay. And those days, the denominations were the Friends. The Friends, they used to take their children Kaimosi. And Church of God, they used to take their children to Kima. Kima girls, okay. Now, Bunyore girls. Yeah. And the ones in the CMS, we used to call it CMS. Church Mission Society, CMS. Yeah. They used to go to Butere. Okay. So I was CMS is like maybe Anglican now, I think. Yeah. So I was taken to Kaimosi. Okay. I passed my exam. Wonderful. And Kaimosi was for how many years in intermediate so-called school? Intermediate was supposed to be. No, we used to join standard 6. And then from 6 you go to Form 1. Form 1 you go to Form 2. And then you are told you have finished schooling. So that was, Form 2 was like the highest achievement. It was high. You have finished schooling. You can either get married or go for training. Yeah. And that time training was either teacher or secretary. Or secretary was not there. It was teacher or nursing. Oh yes, nursing. Yeah. For the girls. For the girls. So I went for teacher training. In Kaimosi still? Yeah. Okay, well done. For 2 years. Okay, any special experience while you are in the intermediate in Kaimosi before you went for the teacher training? So in Kaimosi, I hear you're one of the little beautiful girls. Do you remember you had a lovely skin there? That's what people used to tell. That's what people said. Okay. Yeah, they used to think that among because there was now the training and the primary. Okay. So there was one for teachers. They used to say one of them, Sarah Mikise, was the most beautiful among the teachers. Yeah. Then among the school children, Bilha Shiratala Imbuye. Wow. So that made us. You are the beauty queen in that sense. That's what they used to tell me. I didn't see it myself. Okay. Now, tell us about your Christian journey. Were you were a Quaker because of that? Yes. What did you understand about God then? That time I understood, especially Christmas, we must go. We must practice some Christian verses about the birth of Jesus Christ. And Actually, there's not stress on prayers very, very much. We didn't pray very much. We just knew you have to go to church on Sunday. And
you mean in church you are not praying either? They didn't pray in church? Or they prayed only the pastor or whoever is in charge prayed?
Prayer was not that very, very much that
Okay.
I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was not, maybe I didn't understand.
Okay, so you finished as a teacher who still, you are just a Quaker by nature of going to certain.
Yeah, so
special.
by that time, we, as in the last year of training, we were asked where you would like to go and teach. It's not just to post you anywhere. So they ask you to choose where you want to go and teach. So with the course from training, you want to teach in your home. So I chose Shamberere, where I taught for 1 year and got married at Apollo.
Wow. Tell us about your getting married.
So on our wedding day,
with who? Whom are you marrying?
I was marrying Mr. Peter Shiyukah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were allowed those days to just, to have. Did you meet him as a boyfriend that you could just choose to marry, or was it an arranged marriage? How were they those days?
During our time, a boy could just say a girl and send a letter and ask his church to write a letter to the church where you fellowship, saying he wants to marry you, even before you talk. Okay. To one another. So it happened to me when I was still in the training. Somebody went, took a letter home. Oh, he's getting married. We are getting married. Even when I had chosen to go and teach Shamberere, he went to the office and changed my name. Okay.
To post you to a different school.
To a different school.
Somebody who had influence with the teaching system. How did they change your name from the school?
No, he went to the office to change my name.
In the school? In his to show that you are his wife?
Yeah, that we are getting married. Someone we had not talked.
So what happened with that one?
He got a bit of a problem. I thank God who knew that I was telling the truth. We had not talked. I refused.
Okay.
So after the letter,
they already paid a dowry for you without negotiating with your parents?
They convinced my parents
that you are okay. Yeah, you are their friend. Okay. So let's ignore that one. So that didn't work. And Mr. Shiyukah, you knew him now as a friend.
Yeah.
And so he came and he had special negotiations. He paid dowry. And you had a wedding.
We had a wedding.
Okay.
No, on our wedding day, he receives a letter because he had applied to join the civil service. Okay. As a teacher. Okay. But he had not gotten the result. Yeah. But on our wedding day, he got the letter of becoming a DO. DA, that was DA, that was not AAAO. That was African Assistant Administrative Officer.
According to the colonial days.
Colonial days.
And which year was this?
That was 1957, January 7.
Imagine a wedding in 1957 in Kenya.
January 57. On the 7th of January 1957.
Okay, and where was your wedding?
Kakamega.
Kakamega?
No, the reception, harusi ilikuwa Kakamega.
Yeah, the joining, yeah.
Yeah, but the reception was at Sikalakal.
Okay. Because he was
Because
residing
he was teaching at
at
Sikalakal.
Sigalagala.
Yeah.
What became Sigalagala Technical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we waited there.
And you were a teacher still?
So I was a teacher that time. When we were now getting married, I had been now posted at Musingu.
Musingu, which is near Sigalagala.
It's near Sigalagala. So I was teaching from Sigalagala.
Okay.
Musingu. And for a short time, because we had to be posted out.
As a DAAD officer. All right, so he moved on, and now it meant as a teacher you are ready to move anyway with your husband to his civil service job. Any special experience you remember in your involvement as a wife to this whatever, and he became what else? Something that was unique to you.
Thing that I remember, we as AAO, when the government was to be given back to Africa, because we were ruled that time. We were being ruled by the Zungu colonial, but they had accepted. Mau had started 52.
Yes.
But Zungus had been asked to go back.
Okay.
So there was Zungus being good. They thought if they just left the government like that, it would be a mess.
Okay.
So they asked the civil servants who were there to be taken to Europe, London for training.
Wow.
Yeah, for proper training.
Become real British.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they picked some of the officers with their wives to go.
Okay.
To England for training.
Okay.
So that was a miracle.
Yes.
That was the first time even for me to step in a plane.
This was now
1962.
Okay. Pre-independence.
Yeah.
Before the independence of
So we went to England. We were there for 1 year.
Okay.
Free everything.
Wow.
There, when these ones were being trained, you could take any course you want.
Okay.
So that time I joined Secretarial
College.
I went for Secretarial College. Because I couldn't just be sitting there when these ones have gone.
Okay.
And I trained as a stenographer. What
does stenographer mean? Today, I don't think they know that. That would be like
typist.
Yeah. That was typing on a special machine, typewriter.
You can type, and you can type 180, 120 words in 1 minute.
Per minute, yeah. It had to do
that one, you just
speed.
You just either a point, a drop, or a line.
Oh yeah, they had another, typo.
That is a shorthand.
They called it shorthand. Yeah.
Stenographer. We called it stenographer.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
So you learned that language, that writing, stenographic. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when we came back, that 62 December, I had a very serious accident. That's why I couldn't continue with that work.
Sorry.
That accident messed up my hands because you need to.
Oh, sorry. Where was this accident?
Kericho.
Okay.
It was in Kericho. Now, when we came back from England in Kericho, he was made a DO1. A DO1 means under DC. You are under DC.
Okay. Okay, DO was for what? District officer.
District officer.
One. That was an assistant to a district commissioner.
Yeah.
Okay. DC. Okay. DO1, assistant to a DC.
A DC.
Okay.
So we were there. While we were there, when I got a serious accident, and that time I was expecting a child the Grace.
Okay. And Grace was your child number
3.
Okay. Who was number 1 of children?
Number 1 was Mike, a twin, but the other twin didn't survive.
So Michael Shiyukah was a twin, but the twin brother, was it a brother or sister?
A brother.
A brother passed on. And then next was Daniel Shiyukah. Then Grace was the first girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after Grace.
So after Grace,
you were expecting a fourth child. Fourth pregnancy.
When we had the accident, it was 9th month.
Oh dear. And
so in that accident,
you lost
the child. My hands had so many
bruises.
And I became blind. What God did something very. For one thing, I was in a coma for 2 weeks. I didn't know where I was for 2 weeks. When I got out of the coma, I found my mom standing there. Father and mother is crying.
What's happening?
What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? And when did you come? You are in Kerala. So he said, you are involved in an accident. You are in hospital. They are telling me, and now I was just seeing from far.
Yeah.
Because one eye was not seeing.
It was blocked already.
The other one, for these 2 weeks, it was not opening.
Wow.
So when it was in the newspaper, Mrs. Shiyukah amekuwa kwa accident na mtoto na amekufa. So what walifikiri?
Thought that you had also passed on.
It's me who has died.
Because they are saying the child has died.
Yeah.
It sounded like she was in an accident. The child has died. Yeah, so they thought.
Na child amekufa.
Oh dear.
Sema tu Shiyukah amekuwa kwa accident.
So you are thought to be dead.
Yeah.
This is 1962.
62 December.
Wow.
So, kama si Mungu.
Amen.
The vehicle in which we were in, kama tungekuwa na hii kamba wanaitaje za gari. Safety what you put on the car.
Yeah, safety belt.
If we had the safety belt on, we would not be alive.
Oh,
because the accident depends on what type of accident. Because the vehicle in which we were, it was like a chapo.
Oh dear.
If we had the
belts, you would have been stuck inside.
Yeah. But we don't know. God opened the doors. We were 3 ladies. Because that time, when we had just come from abroad, we bought a car, and the one we had been using, Shiyukah left it for my parents.
Okay.
He was happy to take care of our children when we were away.
Okay. Now back, your parents, the Mbuyes.
He gave the vehicle to my parents. We and Samuel.
Very good.
And we got a new one.
Okay.
Which is smashed now.
Oh, that was your own car?
Yes.
Oh my.
New.
Wow. It was with a driver driving you?
So, because I had not gotten a license yet.
Yes.
But one of the ladies in Kericho, I think she was one of the DO people in town, and one of the police's wife. We had known one another became friends. So someone had invited us to go and visit them in a reserve. So to go, because I said I don't have a license. So this lady belonging to one of the DOs in town said, I have a license, we can go. So Shiyukah gave me the vehicle for this lady to drive. So we went on our way back. Kwanza huko walitupatia kila mtu maziwa, unajua Wanandi.
Yeah.
Maziwa kibuyu.
So you are loaded with goodies.
Lot of food. So on our way back, I was asleep at the back of the vehicle. Now, two ladies in front. Just to find myself in hospital after 2 weeks.
Oh dear. And the car was a wreck.
The car was
right off.
Yeah. Right off with milk.
But all of you survived.
All of us survived except one this of the police woman. This police lady. She had a child, was holding her child.
Oh no.
So the child died also. This one, mine and hers.
Oh dear.
Died.
Lost them.
So she was also in a coma.
Oh,
so when she came back to consciousness, the first thing, where's my baby?
Oh no.
And whoever reported it to her, we don't know what it says.
Oh.
She went off.
No.
She used to live in Matare.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But the driver alivunjika mbavu peke yake. Na mimi had bruises on my face. Manguo ilikuwa imeraruka.
The clothes were torn. Yeah.
They were torn. My shoes were in pieces. And we don't know how many times because I was asleep in the car.
Yeah.
Sikuona that accident. I was only told what happened.
Sad.
It rolled 5 times.
Oh dear.
So
wow.
It was God.
But you still recovered eventually?
I recovered by blindness, thanking God when I found I can't see. And this one eye was open, but it is not seeing, but the other one is closed. So I cried to God. Now, my word was now who will go to Shiyukah.
School for the blind.
School for the blind.
Yeah.
That was my cry. Thank God, God opened one of the eyes.
Okay. After how long? In hospital?
After about a month or so.
Okay. So yeah. It wasn't that long. I was thinking maybe a year.
Yeah. 1 year after month, I think I could see clearly with one eye. But the other eye remained blind up to now.
Okay.
I'm half blind, but
okay.
I thank God.
Okay.
I could still drive up to now. I still drive.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank God for that. And,
unless I tell someone I'm half blind, nobody can tell. But I give you.
Wonderful. Wow, that's a good one. We'll come back for some more stories. Thank you so much, Bilha. We're going to hear some more.